right. So what I wanted to say earlier is when we are, I guess I'll bring this a little bit closer. Yeah. When we are, and you can hear me and piano, all good, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. So yeah, when we're playing chords with the right hand, we were playing C major seven, and we usually playing that with either a single or an octave of. There goes Princess, letting her in. A single or octave of the root note, right, in the left hand. So we're usually doing this, and so what I think is important to note, and we actually, as I'm thinking of this, we did actually, I mentioned this at least once before. I don't remember for sure if you were in the session or not when I did, but
Mhm.
we have, hey Princess, how are you?
Hello.
How you
Hey,
doing? I got,
princess.
oh,
Hey, X.
the
Eh,
voice, yeah, there it is. You got to do it, man. That's
I
a part
do.
of this whole
I
thing.
do. I do.
Look,
Yes,
I do.
I love it. I love it.
I think we all do equally. Like we all really appreciate it, and it's like it's really a nice thing. I'm gonna move this
It
mirror
is.
out the way because I just realized that the mirror makes it so that y'all can see me, but I can't see you, and we don't need that. We need this. We need this regular setup here. So I'm gonna do that. Good to have you, Princess. So we were
Yeah,
just
sorry for
dive.
running late, but
Oh, you're good. You're actually just in time, right, X? Because
Yes.
we had a little technical issues. So you're good. You're good. Um, but yeah, so essentially what I was kind of getting to is that we can omit the root note of any four note or five note chord that we're playing and just play that root note with the left hand, making it a lot easier for us. And so we know that C major 7 would sound like this, but also we can play it like this, right? We can play this triad with the right hand, omitting the C, and just make our lives a lot easier. Now, that is something that's helpful a little bit, I guess, when we're talking about four note chords. But like I mentioned earlier, X at the start of the session, when we're talking about five note chords, that's like not essential because of course we have five fingers that we can use, but it just makes things a lot easier. And I'll put like a little teaser out there of what, like, the way that I discovered this was when I was playing this song that we're gonna absolutely learn at some point in this class. Maybe not the next song, but maybe two songs after what we're currently learning, because this song has a lot of five note, nine chords, and just more complex ones than we've learned so far. But it sounds like this. I'm curious to know if either of you guys, actually, I must have posted this before. I think maybe one of you spoke to me about it. But anyway, this is the way it goes. You know that song by chance?
I do, but I can't recognize it. We'll play it
Gotcha.
again.
Gotcha. Senorita, I feel for you.
You said by chance?
No, I didn't say chance.
Oh, I thought you said
Oh,
chance. I was like,
I'm sorry. I might have said by chance, but not Chance the Rapper, like the terminology by
oh,
chance. That
oh,
probably threw you
got
off.
you, got you,
Got it.
got you,
Okay.
got you.
Fair, fair,
Yes,
fair,
Justin
fair.
Timberlake. Yes.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Senorita.
that chord, this first one that I'm playing here, I actually don't remember. I forget exactly which one this is. But this is a five note chord that I was struggling a little bit playing with the right hand, and discovered that, yeah, let's take the bass out of the chord. This is certainly a B flat. I think it's B flat minor 9 flat 5. I think that's the chord. B flat minor 9 flat 5. But I took the B flat out and just played it over here, and then played just the other four notes with right hand, and it just made things a lot easier. And then I said, oh, I can do that for the rest of the chords. And yeah, okay. So that's just a little something that we can kind of keep in mind. Utilize that for any of the songs that we're kind of learning. So before I even jump into continuing where we left off last week, just wanted to see if there's any questions about where we're at, or just questions in general before we kind of dive into the lesson today.
I think I'm good. I think I get it.
Cool. All right, Princess, we good?
I'm still learning.
There we go. There we go. Two thumbs up. Bam. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is right there. Oh, and last week when Henny was like, "Yo, Kev, I haven't heard anything from you in a while," I was like, "Shit!" I was like, "All right, I gotta make some music here." So I actually did that like earlier today and sent him one. So I'm excited to yeah,
You
excited.
sent it already?
Yeah. I sent it earlier, and
Oh,
he
Jesus.
he
I'll be
was
on it.
well. This is just because I got called out. Generally, I'm like sifting through my phone, like finding something like during the call or whatever.
That's
But he was
me.
like, yeah, I mean, of course, right? It's you gotta do it when you're able to. But he was like, yeah, I'm not gonna listen to it until the call. I'm like, yeah, that makes total sense. Like, I don't want you listening to this right now. Like, listen to it when we all can experience it together. Not to hype it
Yeah.
up too much, but yeah, it's pretty hard. All right, so I'm gonna
Nice.
go screen share, and we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go start broadcast, and let's what I think I want to do actually is I would like to go to the part like I want to go to the part of the song that we haven't started learning yet. Okay, so I want to like jump to that now, like kind of start going over that. And then maybe at the second half or like the last portion of the class, we will go and look at the stuff that we've learned so far. All right. So I'm gonna play what we've done so far, right? Just for like a little bit of a recap. So everyone should be able to see the screen. So we have right, and then again, and then verse 1, same thing, and then goes up to root over here, and then root A major 7, and then back to this, to B7, to E major 7, to E6. Now this is the part that we're gonna start today's class on. So I want everyone to play first X and then Princess. X, I want you to play for me this E6 in root position, please.
I was trying to remember the B major 7. I ain't gonna lie to you. Hold on.
Me too.
It's all good. It's all good. Nah, yeah, that's all right.
Hold on.
We'll start there though, which is the E6 root.
That's not right. Is it? Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's
Hold
the
on.
B, I think, right?
Nope. There it is. And then what? Hold on. Give me.
Yeah, you're good.
Give me a moment. Nope. Oh. Is it?
So that what you're playing good sounds like an E major 7, right?
Yeah.
So take your 7, and we're gonna turn that to a 6 by moving down 2 half steps to this.
Oh yeah, I do that every time.
There you go. Good. That's what I want. And the reason we're starting with this E6 is because we need to know how to get to this next chord, which is a G sharp minor 7 from the chord that we're previously playing. So, Princess, can you play for me an E6?
Cool.
Okay. Can you hear it?
I can hear it. Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Good. Excellent. So we're at E6. Both of you guys have that playing. I'm gonna just turn the screen share off just for a sec. I don't know if anyone else is supposed to be joining or not, but I want to make sure they're not hanging out. Okay, so we're good there. Again, I can't see that while the screen share is happening, so I'll just like check periodically. All right, cool. So we are at this part, right? That I'll be loving you always, and I'm gonna play that right now just so we can hear how it's supposed to sound, and then we're gonna talk about how we actually do it, right? So that which one is it? Listen. So it's that I'll be loving you all, and then what is it? Always, and then back up to the same chord, right? It's kind of weird the way it says it, but you can see a D sharp 7 over all, and then G sharp minor 7 over ways. So that's when the chord change happens, right? I'll be loving you always. So it's like that, and it goes back. That's the same. Those are two separate chords, and they're just written close to each other. But we have to basically know that there should be a little space there, right? So we're here, and then G sharp minor 6, and then C sharp minor, and then F sharp 7, I think is this. Okay? So one more time. That I'll be loving you always. Okay? So this is all new chords that we're going to talk about right now. This is like first time in the class. All right? So we're good so far?
Yeah, I guess.
Ready to
All like 90% of that went up my head, but yeah, for sure.
Perfect. Excellent. Excellent.
I know, right?
You know what? Let me go get my wine. Hang on.
Getting the wine. I guess I drink my ginger.
I gotta have a little something here. You know what I'm saying? All right, here
That
we
means
go.
you're stressing them out.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure. No, a little bit maybe. I don't know. No, we good. All right, here we go. So first things first, right? So we always talk about, okay, how do we go from a chord to another chord, right? So we're at E6, and we know that we can play a G sharp minor 7, which I'm going to do right now with my left hand. G sharp. That's a G sharp minor 7. How do we know? Well, that's a G sharp minor. We can know that it's a G sharp minor by either doing the counting, half step thing. We can know it just by practicing all of our minors and majors of every single key, and then just kind of know that, oh, a G sharp has another sharp for the last key, but has a natural for the middle key. And if you know that, it's like, well, I shouldn't just say a natural because it could be either natural here, right? But you can also like play both of them and be like, that sounds different than that. And we know one of these is major, one is minor kind of thing, right? So minor, and then we know a full step lower than the octave gets us to 7. So here. So let's look at my right hand, which is E6, and left hand, which is a G sharp minor 7. And let's kind of figure out what, how we want to play this, right? So the first thing that I see is I see that the common note,
There's only one that I see is
sharp. Is that right?
I saw a B.
A B and a G sharp, right?
And you see a G sharp.
It's okay. But you see it now though?
Yeah, yes.
So I see those two. So I'm like, okay, I wanna basically try this chord with the G sharp and the B in the middle of the chord. And so what that means, right? So I'm gonna say what I said again one more time because I kind of stuttered. So I want to play this next chord that we're about to play, which is this, but I want to play it with these two notes, the G sharp and the B, in the middle of the chord. So if you look at my left hand and you say, okay, those two notes are at the beginning of the chord, to put those into the middle of the chord, X, what's the one thing that I need to do to put those two notes in the middle of the chord?
That's a great question, bro. I don't know. Move right. My guess would be move your E to the F sharp.
There's no E.
No. I know, but like, cause we're playing the E6.
Oh, you mean E6? Move your E over here to the. Oh no, okay. Let me re-ask the question. I'm sorry. Only looking at the left hand. So what's the one thing that I need to do with the left hand in order to get those two notes in the middle rather than the beginning like they currently are? That's the question.
I'm confused.
Okay, so check this out.
Say. Hold on. Let me switch. Okay, do it now.
Yeah. So check this out. We're at this chord here, E6, and we need to turn this chord to this chord. And this chord that we're at has the common notes that are in the middle of the chord, these two. But the chord that we're going to has the common notes at the beginning. So what I want you guys to be able to see here is, in order to get these two notes, the G sharp and the B, into the middle of the chord, we can think about inversions, of course, but a way that we can just kind of look at this is say, oh, if those two notes are at the beginning, in order to get them in the middle, all we have to do is take this note here, the F sharp, and move it an octave lower. So check this out. If I do play this and move this an octave lower, look what happens now.
So I can't see your left hand though, right? I can see your right hand.
No, I don't know that. I'm sorry. What you can't see? I didn't know that. Okay, so that's important then. Is it because of the angle? Like it's not
No,
it's cutting off or something?
you have to
Yeah,
zoom it
Let me see.
up
Hang on.
some.
like out.
Yeah,
Let me see
out.
Zoom
this.
Zoom
out.
it out.
Okay. Let me do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I didn't realize that. So it's a cut off a little bit. Only the right hand you could see. So we can
Yeah.
zoom out, or maybe I can even just bring this in. So let me know. Let me know how we're looking. I'm gonna come in a little bit like there, and then I'm gonna try it again without doing the screen share, which we
I
actually
mean, yeah. Go ahead, try it now.
right. So we were at here, and then left hand we were playing.
Okay, I can see your left hand now.
Yeah.
Okay, better. Okay, cool. All right, so that's helpful. So that's why that was a little confusing there. Okay, cool. Cool. All right, so let's see. All right, so now what I'm doing is taking this thumb with the left hand and moving it one octave lower to over here. So this turns to this. I'm gonna come an octave higher, everything, so we can kind of hear it not so low. So this chord that I'm playing here is the version of the G sharp minor 7 that we need to play because it has the two notes that we
Oh,
that
this
are
is
in
what I was
common.
playing.
Is it?
I think so. I think when I switched in my right, that's what I was playing from the G6 because I just
Okay.
moved my
You moved the E to F sharp. I think I heard you say that earlier.
yeah, and then I think I moved my pinky to D sharp if that's in the chord.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So
That's what I did.
that's exactly it. These two turn to this. And so you did it. So let's pause for a second. So you did that by let's go back to the root of the chord at the left hand really quick. What were we just playing? We were playing a G sharp. We were doing this. So you saw this X and walk me through and Princess through what you just did to figure out that this has to make this turn to this. Like what did you do?
Oh, just looking at my left and my right, like looking at the G minor in my left, and then looking at the C6 in my right,
Okay.
or the E6. Sorry.
Okay.
And then seeing like, okay, which two notes are in common. And then I was like, I took those out, and then I was like, oh, okay, so what notes are left that need to move?
Okay, so that's actually interesting. Let's talk about that. I never even thought about doing this, and so you took the notes kind of out and out, like that type of thing, like kind of mentally, like removing them and saying these are the two notes that I have to figure out how to move. And then what did you do? You found like the ones that are closest to the other one.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the most part.
Okay.
Because like when I played it in my left, so I played it in my left, and I was just like, okay. So I know I was playing the E, and I'm like, I know the E needs to move, and I was like, oh well, the F sharp's in my right. I was like, that the E needs to move to an F sharp, and I was like, cool.
Well,
and
why can't the E move to the E flat? E flat is closer, isn't it?
E flat
or D sharp, isn't that closer right here? I guess I'm asking a question that it can
is.
move there.
It is. I could have, but then I thought like that I could have did that, and then.
But then it makes the other one that's left over too far, right? It's kind of like looking at both of them together and knowing that these two needs to turn to that. So let me pause for a sec. There's multiple ways of approaching this. That's why I'm kind of asking it. I think it's important to note that that like the way that I'm teaching, the way that I'm explaining things is the way that I learned it and the way that like kind of makes sense to me in my mind. But when X just said he like took out those two notes that are in common, and that kind of makes things a little bit simpler because now we're like, oh, these are the two notes that we need to go to, and we need these two notes to go from these two notes. And then we just have to kind of figure out how to do that, right? We can do that a few different ways, but the little issue that was just encountered is it's not necessarily saying, oh, we should look at which note is closest to the note that we're going to, because that doesn't absolutely sort of help us out in this case. What actually helps us out is kind of looking at both of them together.
And I just do what's most comfortable, because that was the most comfortable move to me. Because like like playing the E major 7, right? I'm using my pinky, for the 7th.
Mm-hmm.
I do. So then when I play the 6th, I use my ring finger.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So then if I'm there and I'm just like, okay, cool. Like my pinky's already hovering back over that same note. So I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. All I need to do is just move my thumb and play my pinky back down.
Perfect. Very good. All right, cool. So let's go to Princess. So Princess, I want you to play for me this G sharp minor 7. And what inversion is this? This is like second inversion, right? Or actually, this is like third inversion, right? Yeah, third inversion. So I would like for you to play that, which is F sharp, G sharp, B, and D sharp.
F sharp.
And do me a favor real quick. See if that setting that we've tried before. See if you could do that on your end. Whatever that
musician. Did I have it on?
On.
Okay, it's not on. It said
okay.
on.
Do that for me real quick, and then let's see.
All right, it's on now.
Cool. Play something.
Okay.
Yeah, much better. And you can bring maybe your volume down a little bit.
Bring it down.
20 to 30%. Yeah, good. So play that chord for me again. Or F sharp, G sharp, B, and D sharp. Good. Excellent. Right? So so we're here, guys. And from here, just to show you again, I'm going to share screen once more to show you which chord we're going to, which is an A minor 7. And it's, I'm sorry, A sharp minor 7, right? So G sharp, that I'll be loving you. So let's look at this. Let's actually bring X in the mix here. And X, I'd like for you, if you wouldn't mind, since we haven't done this yet, and also what the heck is going on? Okay, one sec. I'm sorry. Boom. Oh, I'm trying to stop sharing. Yeah. I'd like for you to kind of walk me through. So to go from this version, which is third inversion of G sharp minor 7, how would you go to an A sharp minor 7 from here?
Hold on a minute. A sharp. That's not right.
A sharp.
And Princess, you guys can both be doing it together. We're trying to figure out how to go from this G sharp minor 7, the version that we're playing, the third inversion, to an A sharp minor 7. Like, what's the best way to do it? That's what we're trying to figure out.
Why'd that take so damn long? There's that. That's. And you said really have that much room on the keyboard for that. I'll figure it out. That's in the chord. That's there. That's not there. That's there. So there's a. Hold on.
Take your time. And also, I was saying the whole time, third inversion. It's actually second inversion of the G sharp minor 7. I just want to correct myself.
Okay. So that's the same. This is the same. This is in the chord.
Actually, it's third.
That's not in the chord. But that and that's in the chord. Is it? Is it this? Is it F, G sharp, A sharp, and C sharp?
F, G sharp,
A sharp,
A sharp,
C sharp.
perfect. Right? That's exactly right. And I should correct myself again. The chord, the inversion actually was the third inversion for the G sharp.
It was.
Not second. But yes. And which inversion is this of A sharp?
Oh, I didn't even get that far. Back.
Well, think of it like quickly and easily in terms of if we're looking at this, finding where the A sharp is will help us figure that out, right?
Yeah. Okay. Wait, what? No, I wasn't listening to that at all. I just said something. What'd you say?
No, it's okay. It's all good. So, and this is not supposed to be an easy answer necessarily, but I just want to be able to look at this and say, this is the chord F, G sharp, A sharp, C sharp, and I love how that's supposed to take. I was listening to you as you're going through it. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly the process, right? You want to like go through that process, which might feel like or maybe seem like it's a little while or something, but we're learning, and that's the way to do it. And now that you know this and you start practicing it more, it'll be in your memory banks, right? So that was really good the way that you went through that. My question was though, how do we figure out what inversion this is of A sharp minor 7?
I mean, I wanna say second just because two notes are close, but I'm not sure about that. Let me check. Yeah, I don't think that's right. Oh, you said where the A sharp is. That's how you can tell.
Right. Think about that. Like the A sharp will be at the very end on first. It will be at the very leftmost position when it's root. It'll be at the very rightmost position when it's first inversion. It'll be at the second most right position when it's second inversion, right? Just based on the way that goes. So this is root. Third.
So it is second.
First inversion. Second inversion, right? Because it's the second back from the rightmost. So, Princess, let me hear you play this, and then we're gonna take it, which is F, G sharp, A sharp. Perfect. That's just the way I want it. No, that's really not. If it's really confusing, let me know. I'll try to explain it.
No, not that confusing, but it just takes some time.
A little, yeah, for sure. So F, G sharp, A sharp, C sharp. Good. So let's take a minute. Let's start with say with Princess here. I want to kind of go from a few times from G sharp minor 7 to A sharp minor 7. I'm playing it personally with the 1 2 3 4 the first time and 1 2 3 4 the second time. I think X. I don't X. Were you playing that either of those chords with the 5 at all?
No.
In the inversion, because they're all kind of close, right? You can play it with the 5 if you want, I guess, but for me it feels more comfortable.
Well, the only one I play with my 5 is the
7 is E major 7.
No. The G sharp. The G sharp.
So you do play the G sharp in that inversion with you do have the 5 there?
The third inversion, I'm using my 5. I'm using my pinky.
Okay, so that was the question, yeah. So
yeah, because
5. Okay.
Yeah, if I use my middle, that hurts.
Your ring, you mean, right?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, my ring. If I use my ring, that's a stretch. I got to contort my whole body just to do that.
That's fair. And so Princess, so check this out. you could either finger, whatever's more comfortable for you. Like when you play that G sharp minor 7, were you using your pinky or were you using your ring finger for the last note?
No, my pinky.
Pinky, right? So yeah, that's perfectly fine. And as we can kind of see, some may say it's better to do that because what happens, it frees up your ring finger for that other note that it's hovering over, and you can just kind of do that, right? So let's go. I want to hear Princess first. Let's go from here to here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Good. Do that a few times for me.
Okay.
One note's off there. F sharp. The first one, F sharp.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. G sharp. Yep, and then that to this. That to F, G sharp, A sharp, C sharp.
Oh, it's an F sharp.
No,
F.
just F.
Just F. And also,
F.
let me say this real quick too. What I'm looking at, well, the chord that we're going to, what's helpful for me a little bit is like looking at patterns. So in this case here, the pattern that I'm seeing is that we're playing F, and then we're playing G sharp, and then we're playing 2 consecutive black keys. Okay, so we're playing F, G sharp, and then the next 2 black keys that you see. This is helpful for me thinking about the fact that these 3 black keys together are part of the chord. So that's very, very, very helpful. This one, what are we doing? Like this one here, you can kind of look at a similar pattern and you can say, kind of like, okay, I'm looking at 5 black keys, right? Looking at these 5 black keys for the first chord. What are we playing? We're playing the first black key, second black key, 5th black key, right? So we know 1, 2, and 5. We're playing those black keys, and then we're playing this middle note, which happens to be a B, right in the middle. So this is one way. And then what was the second one I said? I said we're going to F, and then G sharp, and then 2 consecutive black keys after that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here to that.
Okay.
Good. So you see how that can be helpful, kind of looking at that pattern and saying, oh, what's actually happening here?
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to continue practicing that. X, let me hear you back and forth between those 2. As a matter of fact, yes, Princess, mute yourself, but continue practicing, and X, play what you're doing. That's actually a good idea. So you can still get some practice in.
Yeah, right.
I can. That's good. That's good. All right, excellent. So, Princess, take like a minute or up to a minute to continue practicing. That's fine. But now we're moving on.
But we're keeping the left hand though. Like,
what's happening with the left hand?
Playing the G sharp.
G sharp to A sharp.
Wait,
let's talk about. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
G sharp.
So
A sharp.
it's like that, and then.
Yeah. So you're an octave lower, right? You're over here, I think.
Oh, I got you. I can come up. I can come up. I can come up.
Again. Yeah. There you go. Now, Princess, you can come off mute. I'm going to go to the screen share for a second to show you guys the next chord. X, we're good, right?
Yeah. So
we're here.
So hold on real quick. So
go
it's
ahead.
I'm trying to look at the verse 1. So it's the E major 7,
Uh-huh.
B major 7. Sorry. Oh, I'm playing.
X, yeah, X, turn your volume down a little bit for me. Just a
That was
little.
me.
Yeah, if just turn it down just a little bit. Because I heard clipping, which means that it might be too loud.
You still hear it?
That's good now.
Okay. So you are at where
So
are we
we're
at? Oh,
that
the
I'll be.
E6. Okay, so I'm gonna
So you can
start from
start on
the E
E6.
major 7. So the E major
Cool.
7, the E is at the bottom. So it's that, then the E6, and then we jump to
Yep.
that, right?
And then
Okay. So
and then
boom. Hold on, I got you.
uh-huh.
Keep that the same. Keep that the same. Then that boom,
Perfect.
and then that. Okay.
Perfect. And the next one is I'm not gonna say easy, but it's good. It's a nice thing that's gonna happen, right? So we're well, no, not there. We're here.
D sharp.
No, that's this right. So we're here to here. So we're at D sharp 7. So D sharp 7, Princess. D sharp 7. What's another name for D sharp 7 chord?
D sharp 7.
D sharp 7. There's another
Dominant?
name. Good. Excellent. Good. So D sharp 7 is a D sharp dominant 7. And a D sharp dominant 7 has what? Does it have a major or minor triad?
Minor? Major? I don't know.
Which one is it?
Said both.
He gave you two options. Which one do you think it is? It's one of those.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. You got a coin?
I know, right? Just toss a coin. D. You said D sharp.
Yeah, D sharp. Is it a major triad or a minor triad? That's gonna help us compose the D sharp dominant 7 chord.
I'll take minor for 200, Alex.
Well, unfortunately, that's wrong. Okay. Yeah, I don't have one of those buttons on here, but if I did, yeah, you would definitely get. So it turns out that it's a major triad with a minor 7. So it has both parts. It has a major triad first, which is D sharp major, and then a minor 7. So this is what a D sharp dominant 7 sounds like and looks like. Right? And so if you look at this chord, guys, you might notice that this chord, Princess, what was the previous chord that we just played? What was the formula for the white and black key situation? What was happening there? Remind me.
The white and black keys?
Mm-hmm. Like what was that formula or not formula, I'm a math guy, I keep saying. What was like the pattern that we determined with that chord?
It had black keys, and then you had...
We did have black key first? What did it have first?
It had the white key first.
And then what?
And then black key.
What was that first black key?
The first black key was a what is this? G.
Good. What is it?
G flat.
G
major.
G
flat. What is it?
G.
I mean, I'm hitting it, but
that is the key. What is flat? Flat is before. What's after? What's the note after? Half step forward, half step up.
Okay.
X. What is that?
G sharp.
Say what? What? Sorry, I'm sitting over here trying to figure out the chord. I'm so sorry.
Nah, you're good. G sharp. She got it. That was perfect. That's perfect. All right, good. So G sharp. So the first is G sharp, and then what was the pattern? It was that black key, and then what?
Then A sharp.
Then.
And then a B. The B.
A sharp. Remember we said there were 3 black keys in a row?
Oh yeah.
So
C
sharp. Good.
C sharp.
So you know that A sharp and C sharp are in the previous chord that we're coming from, and we just determined that D sharp dominant 7 sounds and looks like this. Oh wow. Well, look at this chord that we're playing compared to the chord we were just playing. Wow. Doesn't it have these 2 same notes at the end?
Yeah.
So that tells you right away, we're not even introducing this left hand situation right now. We're saying, oh, we don't need to do that, right? Because we remembered that this was the chord we came from, and we just determined that this chord is what we're going to, and we just saw that these two notes are the ones that are in common, which automatically mean that the two notes that start the chord off are the two ones that have to change from this to this, this to this, this to this.
Yeah, I missed that, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
You said you missed that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Princess, what do you
Okay.
do you
I mean, I
Okay,
can.
I think okay. So when we went from
I
this,
can play it based off what I heard, but
when we went from
that's not
this,
what I got.
then we
Gotcha.
moved everything. We moved the thumb to the D, D sharp,
Good.
and then we went from we moved the G sharp to a G,
Good.
and then we moved the A. Let me see. No, we stayed with the A
Good.
and the C and the C sharp.
Excellent. Couldn't have said it better myself. You moved the first two notes down a whole step and a half step respectively from this to this, and you kept the other two notes the same. X, what was your question, or what did you say? You said you arrived at it differently, I think, or you said you were able to play it based on hearing me play it, or
Yeah. I
you
played it
did
because
it
I heard you.
or you played it from hearing it, from like hearing this chord, or okay. But do you see
Yeah.
how like with this, like why, like another way of arriving at the next chord without utilizing the left hand? That's so to me this is like the way that we are able to do that more easily is by identifying those patterns that we did for the previous chord. We identified the pattern, we talked about it, and therefore we kind of remembered what the chord looked like without having to keep our hand here, right? Traditionally, we're like, boom, right hand, left hand, what is it, D sharp? We're like this, and then we're looking at the notes in common, and
Yeah, that's what
fine.
I was doing.
That's fine.
That's what I was doing.
Perfectly fine, right, to do. In this case, we would look here and see the last two are common, and to see that we don't have to worry about any inversions because the right two most notes are the same as the right two most notes. So then we just do it. Sounds pretty interesting, playing them together.
It was.
Right? It's like, but it's moving over here, right? Okay. Comments, questions? Shall we continue?
Continue.
Go ahead.
I'm confused. I'm still confused on how you got there. I ain't gonna lie to you.
So which aspect? Because you said you just did it the traditional way, I think, right? By playing the left hand. So you played the D sharp dominant 7 with the left hand.
Yeah,
all we did slightly different is that we didn't play it with the we didn't play it with the left hand. We kind of internalized what the chord that we're currently playing looks and feels and sounds like 3 of the senses and tastes like 4 of the senses with the right hand, and we had that in our mind, and then we took our hand off the keyboard and freed ourselves from the keyboard and talked about what the next chord was and played that, and then I asked Princess. Go ahead.
No. I see. I moved up the keyboard. I moved completely up.
What's that mean? You moved up, meaning what?
Like, so like I was moving notes that I probably didn't have to move because I was like, oh, I could have moved my thumb down instead of I moved like my thumb. I don't know why I moved so much.
Did you introduce inversions when you figured out the chord? Were you looking at inversions?
Yeah, so I did. I think I made it. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, I made it. When I did it, I made it first inversion.
All right, so let's pause for a second. If we do it the traditional way, if you look at my hands right now, what I want you to see is that when you do this method that we've traditionally been doing, and you see that the note or notes that are in common are positioned in the same position, meaning these two and these two are in the same position such that there are no notes to the right of either of those, all the notes in both chords are to the left, then we know that we don't have to introduce inversions or do anything. All we need to do is just lift the other two notes up and put them where the other two are, like that. These are the anchors that we typically would need to move or figure out, like over here, but we don't need to do that because they're positioned in the right position. Not to use the same word twice, but yeah, that's what that is. Okay.
Got you.
All right, so the next chord I'm going to tell you, just because I remember kind of that it's let's see. Okay, so from here it goes back to a chord that we just played, which is G sharp minor 7. So this is a little harder because we need to jump from here. So we're here, back to here, and then this, and now we have to jump up to that first chord that we just played. So we have to kind of jump, not a big jump, but our fingers change. So from here to here. So it is a jump because I guess no fingers are playing the same notes in this jump. Right? So we're here. And let me pause for a second actually. As I'm looking at this, I'm wondering, yeah, let's actually, so I'm used to playing this. I'm saying, oh, we just played a G sharp minor 7. We know how to play a G sharp minor 7 in the inversion that made sense at that time. But in this case, as we'll probably put a bookmark in this and continue talking about it next week, in this case, wouldn't it probably make sense to play a different version of the G sharp minor 7? Wouldn't it make more sense to play maybe this version of the G sharp minor 7, because we're coming from this is D sharp minor 7, and it makes more sense to play this version. And I wasn't playing this before today, and because we're already playing this over here, so it doesn't make sense for us to jump and move over. Certainly we can, right? We can do that if we wanted. Here we can do that, but maybe what's easier is that's easier because we're already at the D sharp. Okay, we'll talk more about that. I know I kind of rushed through that a little bit, but that's what the discovery is about with all this. So continue practicing, and hit me up during the week, as I always say, if you guys have any questions, and I'll see you guys next time. All right.